In our previous video, we talked about the basics of stacking easy blocks. In this video, we are going to discuss the wall-by-wall method for building a structure. This means that each section of the wall between two corners is completed before moving on to the next section. This is an efficient method, with a minimum of moving and resetting up. It also helps ensure that the walls are placed correctly and kept plumb with a minimum of effort. First, we will discuss the method of placing the blocks. Then we will discuss how to make sure the rebar reinforcement is placed correctly within the walls. Openings, like doors or windows, will be discussed in another video. Step 1 is to create and place the corner blocks. Corner blocks are made by cutting a single block in half diagonally across its center hole. Then the two halves are placed back together to make a 90-degree block. Place these blocks according to the layout on the building plans. Stack additional corner blocks up to your desired total height, creating what we will call corner columns. Use a level to ensure they are plumb. Now you are ready to fill in the wall. Since the corner columns are plumb, you can pull a string between them to ensure that your wall is straight and true. Use two nails inserted into the block to hold the string. Place a spacer between the string and the blocks to push the string away from the face of the block. This will prevent your string from accidentally pushing out of alignment as you stack. Place the string on the back side of the corner columns. As each course is completed, the string will be moved up the column. For the first course, place the blocks along the line you snapped when laying out the walls. Then, check the spacing between each block and the string. The string should be offset from the block by the same width as the spacer used. If the blocks need to be tilted forward or back, you can use a spacer or cut along the seam as shown in our Basics of Stacking Easy Block video. As you move up with each course, make sure that the block is stacked flush with the one below and maintain the correct spacing with the string. This is a fast and easy way to ensure a plumb wall. When laying the wall, you will work inward from both corner columns toward a meeting point. If your wall dimensions from outside to outside is x feet plus 10 inches, the block cores will line up perfectly. In all other cases, the block cores will not. There will be a seam where the two sides meet. This will not cause any problem structurally. However, care must be taken when stacking the next course that you do not overlap this seam. An overlap will cause the cores above to be out of alignment with the ones below. Instead, stack each course so that the seam is continuous along the entire height of the wall. This will ensure that all the cores within the wall are aligned. Remember, easy blocks are insulating forms for concrete. The high strength of your wall comes from the concrete fill. Rebar will be placed both horizontally and vertically within the wall. A typical rebar layout contains number 4 rebar placed vertically in each corner and spaced every 4 feet, and placed horizontally within 12 inches from the top of the wall, 12 inches from the bottom of the wall, and 1 bar each at approximately 1/3 and 2/3 of the wall height. The size and spacing of the rebar will vary depending on the different circumstances. Always consult the IRC and your plans for correct spacing. For horizontal rebar, please make sure that each course that requires rebar has a corner rebar piece in place within the corner column. These corners will supply the necessary overlap or lap splice for a continuous horizontal rebar course. As the wall goes up, fill in between each corner rebar piece. Vertical rebar can be dropped into the wall once it has reached its full height. Each project must have rebar stubs protruding from the slab or footing. Create a wire loop or lasso for each stub. Place these lassos over the stubs along the first course. Then continue your upward build. When you are ready to fill your wall with concrete, drop the vertical rebar into place. Then pull each lasso tight. This will ensure that the rebar is held in place. This method will save you the trouble of lifting blocks up and over rebar. It also ensures that each rebar is centered within their cores. You now have a completed wall ready for fill. Move on to the next wall section and repeat the process.